What if your love for winter isn't a mood, isn't nostalgia, isn't even comfort? What if it's your nervous system recognizing safety, your brain responding to contrast, and your personality finally aligning with the rhythm of the world? Some people wait for spring to feel alive. Others feel most alive when the world slows down, grows quiet, and turns inward. If winter feels like home to you, this isn't preference, it's psychology. You know that feeling when everyone's complaining about the cold, and you're just thriving while your friends are booking flights to tropical islands. You're genuinely excited about staying home in your pajamas for the third day straight. If this sounds like you, congratulations, you might be psychologically wired to love winter. And no, there's nothing wrong with you, you're just built different. Here's the thing, nobody talks about winter. People aren't just tolerating the cold, we're experiencing something fundamentally different in our brains. And science actually backs this up. So, today, we're diving into why some of us genuinely love the season that makes everyone else miserable. Because trust me, there's a lot more going on here than just liking sweaters. Let's start with the most obvious question. Why does staying home feel so much better in winter than summer? And I mean, objectively better, not just acceptable, not just okay, like genuinely soul-satisfyingly perfect. Here's what's happening in your brain. When it's cold outside and warm inside, you're experiencing what psychologists call contrast effect comfort. Your nervous system is literally processing the difference between the harsh environment outside and your cozy sanctuary inside. Every time you look at that window and see the dark, cold world, your brain releases a little hit of satisfaction chemicals. You're safe, you're warm, you made it. Summer doesn't give you this. In summer, staying inside feels like you're missing out. The weather's nice, people are outside. There's this social pressure radiating through your windows, like judgment from the sun itself. Your brain registers staying home as a loss. You're avoiding something good. But in winter, you're not avoiding anything, you're actively choosing the superior option. The math just works differently. There's also something called refuge appeal in environmental psychology. Humans are hardwired to find enclosed, protected spaces more satisfying when there's a perceived threat outside. And evolutionarily speaking, winter was a threat. So when you're bundled up at home while it's freezing outside, you're not being lazy. You're satisfying a deep ancestral craving for safety and warmth. Your caveman brain is throwing you a little dopamine party because you successfully found shelter. Plus, let's be honest, the activities match the energy. Winter activities, reading, watching movies, cooking soup, existing under blankets, these are all low stimulation, high comfort activities. They don't require you to be on. For introverts especially, this is where we thrive. We're not fighting against the season's vibe, we're in perfect harmony with it. Quick question, do you feel more creative in winter? More focused, like your brain just works better? Yeah, there's a reason for that too. Winter is basically an introvert's natural habitat. And here's why. Social expectations shift dramatically in summer. If you're not out there living your best life, posting sunset photos, attending barbecues, being aggressively social, you feel weird about it. Society has decided that summer equals fun, equals being around people. And for introverts, that's exhausting. It's like the world has collectively agreed that your preferred lifestyle is somehow wrong for 3 entire months. But winter gives you a free pass. Sorry, I can't make it, it's too cold. Nobody questions this. I'm staying in tonight. Perfectly acceptable. Winter provides social cover for the lifestyle you wanted all along. You're not avoiding people, you're being sensible. You're not antisocial, you're just responding appropriately to the weather. It's beautiful. There's also research suggesting that introverts have higher sensitivity to external stimulation, bright sunlight, heat, loud outdoor activities. These are all high stimulation environments that drain introverted nervous systems faster. Winter naturally reduces stimulation. Shorter days mean less intense light. Cold weather means fewer people outside. Everything's quieter, darker, more muted. For someone whose brain is already processing the world at high volume, winter is like finally turning down the dial. And here's something fascinating. Studies show that people actually focus better in cooler environments. There's an optimal temperature range for cognitive performance, and it's cooler than you think, around 65 to 70 degrees in winter. you're more likely to hit that sweet spot. Your brain isn't expending energy trying to cool you down so it can dedicate more resources to actual thinking. This is why you might notice you read more in winter, or finally finish that project you've been putting off. Okay, controversial take, the darkness is actually good. Hear me out, we're all told that winter darkness is this terrible thing that causes seasonal depression and makes everyone miserable. And yes, seasonal affective disorder is real and affects about 5% of people seriously. But for the rest of us, especially winter lovers, something else is happening. Early darkness creates natural boundaries when the sun sets. At 4:30 p.m. your day has a clear end point. There's no guilt about winding down early, because your circadian rhythm is literally telling you it's evening. Compare this to summer, when it's still light at 9 p.m. and you feel like you should be doing something, being productive, maximizing the day. Summer darkness comes so late that you're fighting your own biology to stay awake long enough to experience it. Winter darkness also creates what researchers call temporal compression. Your perception of time changes. Days feel more contained, more manageable. You're not overwhelmed by the sprawling endlessness of summer days. Everything's cozier, more focused, more intentional. And let's talk about the aesthetic. Winter darkness is objectively more interesting. You get dramatic skies, early stars, the warm glow of windows against dark streets. There's a melancholy beauty to it that summer just can't match. It's atmospheric, it's moody, it gives main character energy, but in a thoughtful, contemplative way. For people who love winter, darkness isn't an absence of light, it's its own presence. It's a feature, not a bug. Here's maybe the deepest reason people love winter. It gives us permission to rest. Modern society has completely rejected the concept of seasonality. We're supposed to maintain the same energy, productivity, and social output all year round. But that's not how humans evolved for thousands of years. Winter was a time of conservation. You stored food, you stayed close to home, you slowed down, and you didn't feel bad about it, because literally everyone else was doing the same thing. When you love winter, you're not fighting against rest, you're embracing it. You're recognizing that productivity isn't the only measure of a life well lived. Sometimes the most meaningful things happen when you're doing nothing, thinking, reflecting, processing, just existing. Winter creates the container for that. And for introverts, who often feel guilty about needing alone time to recharge, winter legitimizes that need. You're not being selfish or antisocial, you're responding to the season. You're being human. So if you love winter, what does that say about you? It says you value introspection over constant stimulation. It says you understand that coziness is a legitimate form of happiness. It says you're comfortable with darkness, both literal and metaphorical. It says you don't need external validation to enjoy your own company. And honestly, in a world that's always demanding more, brighter, faster, louder, that's pretty powerful. So next time someone asks why you love winter, you can tell them it's not despite the cold and dark, it's because of it. Winter people just understand something everyone else is missing. We're not waiting for life to start again. In spring, we're already living it. If any of this resonated with you, and you felt understood even for a moment, make sure to subscribe and stay with us. We explore these quiet, deeper parts of the mind in every video. And if you want to go even further into this way of thinking, the next video dives deeper into this mindset. I'll see you there.